Good morning, everybody. It's Marcy, and I'm working on some little cards that I'm making from old Trivial Pursuit cards. So these are some that I've started. On some of them, you can still see some of the print from underneath, and I'm fine with that. But let me move these aside. I've got all sorts of different colors going on. And this is for Dear Julie Julie's December Dozen and Done challenge. So, okay. So, Trivial Pursuit card. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my heavy gesso. This is Finnabair Art Basics heavy gesso. And I've got my favorite brush out here that I was using it yesterday, and I've discovered I'm going to have to retire this one soon, which means breaking in another one. I tend to use a brush until I just about can't use it anymore. They just get good and broken in, and I mean, I clean them and all of that, but still, even so, they'll only go so long. But I get used to the feel of a brush and all of that, and I tend to use it over and over and over again for all sorts of different things. Okay, so I've got a layer of gesso on there, and I'm going to set that aside, put my brush in the water, close my gesso, fold that, let me get my brush a good squish in the water, and being a little more prepared, here I've got one that I've already gessoed and is dry. The gesso I was using there does take a minute longer to dry, just because it is a heavier gesso. All right, so I've pulled out 3 colors. These are all, I believe, Deco Art Americana. I've got Snow White, True Blue, and Royal Fuchsia. And I am just going to put, won't take much, so I'm just going to put little dabs of each one and put my finger right in the paint. All right. Let's take some of the water out of my brush. And then the way I did this is I take the corner of my brush, dip it in the blue, flip my brush over, take the corner of the brush, dip it in the pink, and then just start brushing it on. And I am going to get mixtures, and that's fine. See, I already can't tell which side was the blue and which side was the pink. Don't care, I'm not going to rinse my brush off. I'm just going to keep going. Into the blue, into the pink. Oh, I got more blue in that one, so we'll grab some pink. And of course I got a fingerprint in there. All right, I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that blue. Let's come back with a touch of pink. Now these are going to mix. I'm trying to go very lightly And then you could just leave it like that. I'm going to take just a little bit of my white. And just break some of that up a little bit. Still have a little more blue than I want. Get some of that pink in there a little more. Okay. And just that easily, you've got a background to your card. I mean, it's just that easy. So now, I'm going to lift my card up. Need that to dry. I'm going to fold this over so that my paint, and of course I got my thumb in there again. There we go. And set that one off to dry. Okay. So that's how I did all of these backgrounds. Just using a variety of colors. And then what I did was I took and I just backed each card with something. I used actually some old Project Life cards that I've had sitting around for a while because I don't use them for much of anything, and backed them with that and then rounded the corners. So now the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm just going to work with this blue and white one. We'll pretend the blue, pink, and white is all dry and that this is it. So the next thing I want to do for my next layer is, wow, oh, right here in front of me. I've got a Tim Holtz text stamp, and I've got my archival ink. Oh, and I've got my book over here. And I'm just going to put some text down, but I don't want the dark first impression. I want it to be lighter. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to stamp on my book page here. And then I will bring it over here and stamp sort of the second impression here. All right. So now I've got the text back there, but it's not super dark. Then, so I guess technically by Julie's challenge, I've now done, I guess, 3 things. I added a back, covered the back, painted, and then stamped. So that would be 3 things. So now I'm going to add some more. And for this one, I thought what I would do, get my glitter glue out. Here I've got some stickers that I've just taken out of my antiquarian sticker book. And I am actually going to add some glue to the back of these because I want them to stay down. So I've got a letter J. accidentally cut part of that off, so I'm going to try to get that right on the edge so it's not as evident. And then I've got this little penguin dude. And I guess I can let you know the J will stand for January in the journal I'm going to be making, or that I'm planning to make. I know what I want to do, but we'll see if it is able to come to fruition the way I have it pictured in my head. And a little penguin down here. Which seems kind of like a January kind of thing, since January is so cold. Okay. So then I've got those two little stickers down. And hold tight just 1 second. I forgot to grab my stencils. Okay, got my stencils. And for this one, I'm not even sure where this stencil came from. And I've got my light molding paste. It's getting down to the end of it. And I've got my palette knife. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of this molding paste. And I'm not going real thick with it, because, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I want to keep the stuff in this journal as flat as possible, but I also want to have a little bit of fun with it. So I'm just gonna, that's gonna be too much. Just gonna come along here and add some little decoration. Come up here in this corner. Okay, now, so that's all I'm going to do to that for now. I want a little more right here. All right. That'll do. Okay. So now this really is going to have to dry. And I don't have a backup for this one. So I'm going to set this aside, let it dry, and then I will come back and finish this little card up. Okay. My molding paste dried. And so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go around the edges of this and with my vintage photo and just ink around the edges, because that's what I do. And I'm going to go over a little bit here in the center, across where these stickers are. Just to give that little bit of grunginess. Then I'm going to use this Art Alchemy White Pearl Metallic Wax. And I'm going to go over my little circles, my little dots. And hopefully what I'm hoping is that this will add yeah, a little bit of sheen to those white circle dots. And I'm not a pro at using these waxes by any means. I've really just kind of started playing with them. So I'm actually still rather messy with them, but I'm trying to learn as I go along, and one of the best ways to learn is to play around with them, at least for me. Okay. So that just gives those a little bit of sheen. And I'm going to use this cloth here to kind of smooth out and wipe up some of the excess, since I did get it in places that I don't really want it, but that's okay. We'll just kind of mix it in and let it look like it is meant to be that way. Okay, and I'm going to come back a little bit with a little more grunging on it. And the only reason I'm doing that is because these stickers that I used, they're basically reproductions. They're out of my, I forget what it's called, and I don't have it in front, the Antiquarian Sticker Book. And so they're basically reproductions of old images. So that is card one, and I like the way the molding paste just puts a little bit of texture on the card without raising it up too much. So that one is now done. And then I went ahead and was able to finish my other ones. So let me show you what I've got. I lost one. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And they all have modeling paste on them and stickers. They've all been distressed around. Some of them, like on this one, I actually used ink, my distress ink, here and here, and here, this one, and this one. I actually used distress ink to color the molding paste after it was dry. And on the others, I used various colors of waxes just to give the little cards a little something, just something a little different for me. So I've used really a lot of things. So we've got the card base, which was the Trivial Pursuit card, painted on them, backed them, added 2 stickers on each one, put the modeling paste down, stamped on them, and then colored the modeling paste. So more inking, more colorizing. So anyway, those are the cards I made for the cards element of this Dear Julie Julie challenge. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I wish you all a wonderfully happy, crafty day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.